Saint Wenceslaus, Duke of Bohemia, is well known from the popular 1853 Christmas carol Good King Wenceslaus. The carol was written to celebrate Saint Stephen's Day or Boxing Day, traditionally a day for charity and benevolence following Christmas Day. The Duke's martyrdom and life story gave rise to his reputation for heroic virtue that resulted in his elevation to sainthood. He was posthumously declared to be a king and the patron saint of the Czech Republic. Biographies of Saint Wenceslaus have had a powerful influence on the concept and image of a monarch whose power stems from his great piety. Immediately after his death, he was honored by the Bohemian people as a martyr and saint. One preacher, Cosmas of Prague, stated,
"But his deeds I think you know better than I could tell you, for, as is read in his Passion, no one doubts that, rising every night from his noble bed, with bare feet and only one chamberlain, he went around to God's churches and gave alms generously to widows, orphans, those in prison, and afflicted by every difficulty. So much so that he was considered not a prince, but the father of all the wretched."
During a lecture given in France in 2007, Supreme Master Thanh further explained how such qualities of humility are a sign of a good leader.
When you don't care about position and power of a kingdom, then you can be the best king. Because you don't do it for position, for gain, for respect from your subjects, but you're doing it to take care of your people, to discharge your duty as predestined before you're born.
According to legend, at the exact moment when the procession accompanying the carriage of Saint Wenceslaus's deceased body was passing a prison, an act of divine intervention occurred. The prisoners were freed from their shackles and led out of prison. In commemoration of this miracle, a church was built in honor of Saint Wenceslaus at the place where the prison once stood. It was the Holy Roman Emperor Otto I who conferred on Saint Wenceslaus the title of king posthumously, resulting in him being referred to as king in song and legend. Saint Wenceslaus's feast day is celebrated on September 28th, when a pilgrimage is held in the city of Starý Boleslav. The day is a public holiday in the Czech Republic. Through his death, Saint Wenceslaus's wish for Bohemia to be a Christian country was fulfilled. The Bohemians' faith was so strong that within 30 years of his martyrdom, Emperor Otto gave Bohemia a bishop of its own, with a seat in the Cathedral of Prague. The life and passing of Saint Wenceslaus are recorded in the early 14th century Dalimil Chronicle, whose author is unknown. He is also immortalized on the walls of the Saint Wenceslaus Chapel within the St. Vitus Cathedral of Prague Castle in paintings dating back to the early 16th century. His remains also lie at the castle, along with his armor. A popular meeting place for Prague citizens is the St. Wenceslaus Monument in Wenceslaus Square, a statue of the saint which was built by famous Czech sculptor Josef Václav Myslbek. The 5.5-meter-high statue is surrounded by statues of other Czech patron saints, namely Saint Ludmila, his grandmother, Bohemian Princess Saint Agnes, Hermit Saint Procopius of Sasava, and Bohemian missionary Saint Adalbert. According to a famous Czech legend, a large band of knights sleeping under Blaník Mountain will be awakened by the command of King Wenceslaus in time to save the Czech people from peril. The legend also states Saint Wenceslaus' statue will come to life to aid the motherland in her darkest hour and raise the Blanique Knights. It goes on to tell how his noble horse-person companion will stumble over a loose stone, leading to King Wenceslaus' discovery of the legendary Brunswick sword. With this sword, King Wenceslaus will bring peace and abundance to the Czech people. Pope Benedict XVI called Saint Wenceslaus a martyr for Christ during his 2009 visit to the Czech Republic. The Pope stated that the saint had the courage to prefer the kingdom of heaven to the enticement of worldly power. The popular St. Stephen's Day carol Good King Wenceslaus was published by English priest and hymn writer John Mason Neale in 1853. This carol tells the story of King Wenceslaus embarking on a journey and braving the harsh winter weather to give alms to a poor peasant. The movie Good King Wenceslaus, released in 1994, is based on a true story which inspired the carol and tells of the saint's care for his people. The film stars Jonathan Brandis as Saint Wenceslaus and Joan Fontaine as Saint Ludmila. An American animated short film titled Good King Wenceslaus was released in 1996 and featured the renowned Bing Crosby singing the famous carol. The film is around 30 minutes in length and is a meaningful Christmas story for children, teaching the merit of good deeds. We meet young Prince Wenceslaus, who is kind and generous, unlike his tyrannical mother, Queen Drahomira. Eventually, the Bohemian people deem her unfit to rule. Not knowing that her son is nothing like her, they detain both Queen Drahomira and Prince Wenceslaus.
Good King Wenceslaus looked out on the feast of Stephen.
Poor Wenceslaus was a prisoner too. But his sunny nature shone through, even in his desperate situation.
There, my feathered friend. It's not much, but it's all I have for you.
Food and drink for you, sire.
Thank you, Igor. I might have known. Where are you? We'll have a fine feast together. Tuck in.
It saddened Igor to see Wenceslaus, a young man who had lost everything, yet found contentment in sharing his meagre rations with a humble prison rat.
The Bohemian citizens soon realized that Prince Wenceslaus is the opposite of his mother.
I say Wenceslaus should be our king. You can see he's a brave, kind and gentle fellow who has surrendered himself to save another. Is it any wonder that I had to let him escape? Choose him, and you'll choose well. Wenceslaus for king!
Wenceslaus for king!
Wenceslaus for king! This delightful animation illustrates how kindness freely given, and not just by Saint Wenceslaus, returns multiplied. As you sow, so shall you reap is a powerful proverb from the teachings of Lord Jesus Christ, and it is a clear moral of the story. To close our program, we have a beautiful rendition of Good King Wenceslaus, recorded in 1952 by the renowned choir Robert Shaw Chorale. These verses of the Christmas carol recount the journey of Saint Wenceslaus and an assistant delivering food and pine logs to a peasant's home on St. Stephen's Day. Through the freezing cold track, the page fears that he may collapse in the snow. Saint Wenceslaus tells his page to follow in his footsteps, which miraculously warm the page's freezing feet.
Good King Wenceslaus looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. was determined, yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what he's dwelling?
Sir, he lives a goodly place underneath a mountain, right against the forest fence, as in darkness surrounded. Age and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude winds wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fills my heart, I know my heart, I can go no longer.
Mark my footsteps, good my page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy bloodless boldly.
In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dinted. It was in the very sod which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing.
May we too follow in the saintly footsteps of the good King Wenceslaus, with his deep faith and great propensity for forgiveness, remembering God and showing kindness and compassion to all beings.
Vegan, or you choose to be a demon?
To our noble viewers, thank you for your gracious company today.